What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another one of my videos. In today's video, I have two winter coats to show you guys. Now, I know I've made videos kind of talking about the different ways that I layer in the winter. Now, these two coats here are usually my go-to when it's extremely cold. As you guys know, I live in Canada, in Montreal specifically. And to be quite honest, the winters can be pretty brutal here. So here are two coats that I would either suggest to anyone that lives in a pretty cold country during the winter that you can kind of wear. And on top of that, I find that like these still kind of look stylish, and they're coats that you can still get a good amount of styling out of. Being here in winter, like a lot of the times you just want to throw on like really warm clothes and you don't really care how you look. But I find that these two coats, for me personally, one of them I've had for quite a long time, and I find that they've been absolutely great to have in my wardrobe. I get some good wear out of them, and on top of that, they still look good, and I can kind of style them in a way that looks neat and put together for the winter looks. So getting right into it with the first parka, we have this Nobis Parka from the Canadian luxury brand called Nobis. Now this one I've had for about 3-4 years, and I can tell you guys, man, this one right here is a beast. It's just such a good looking coat. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, but on top of that, it's also just super warm, man. Like this coat, I've kind of worn it for the last 4 or 5 years, especially when I lived in Ottawa and I was kind of in between jobs and finishing school. And this was convenient for those really cold days. One of the things that I really like about this one is that it is extremely breathable, first and foremost. So, you know, you don't really have to do anything else other than wear a t-shirt underneath and throw on this jacket, and you're pretty much good to go. It sort of has this full pocket styling that I really like for those really cold days. You can just kind of put your hands in here and you're pretty much good to go. The thing that I like the most about this is that it's super easy to style with boots, because for me, I find like obviously like anyone else in the winter, it's quite difficult to kind of dress up. These two coats that I'm showing you guys could still be styled in a way that's elegant and that's stylish, and that's Nobis really does that well. The design of the coat is absolutely great, but also on top of that, it's quite warm. Now, just to kind of talk a little bit about the brand. So it's a Canadian luxury brand that was co-founded by, I think, Robin Yates in 2008. And he just wanted to make something that can be extremely warm for the Canadian winters. As you guys know, in Canada, like I said, it gets really cold, -40, -45-degree weather. So at some point, you can't just layer. One of the first things that I noticed was first with the material, extremely breathable, like I said. The second item was it's windproof. So a lot of the times here in the winter, when it gets really cold, you have a lot of wind, and like super cold wind, to the point that like it might be like -10 degrees but feels like -20, -21. So when you actually look outside, you think it's fine, but then you step out and it's extremely cold just because of the wind. And this parka honestly does the job when it comes to like super extreme winds. It's got like interior chest pocket, which is where usually I love putting my hands when it's super cold. And then it's got like a heavy elastic ribbed cut. If you forget your gloves or anything of that sort, the sleeves are still long enough so that you can cover your hands in case it's too cold, which I really like. And on top of that, it's machine washable, which I find pretty convenient, because a lot of the times when you have to take these coats into the dry cleaners, you are charged pretty heavily. That's it for the first coat, and we're gonna hop right into the final coat. So for this second coat, we have the Moncler long down jacket. Now this one was sent by Moncler when I collaborated with them recently, and I kind of figured I'll talk about it because it is such a beautiful jacket, man. And on top of that, absolutely love the army green. As you guys know, I'm a fan of this color. And just the design of this jacket just makes it super stylish and wearable for the winter. And on top of that, I find it to be quite warm. I wore it once when I was heading out, and it kept me pretty warm, and it was pretty cold, right around -15, -20 degrees. One of the things that I noticed is that it's not as warm as the Nobis, but it is extremely useful, not only because it's a little bit longer than the Nobis, and on top of that, to me personally, I kind of felt like I loved the oversized look of this one. The other one kind of just fits a little bit more slim fitting and just kind of hugs your body quite a bit. But again, you could always size up if you don't want it to fit pretty tight. This one is a size 3. I find them to be quite oversized, to be honest. So I would definitely suggest, if anyone is honestly looking to cop a nice Moncler like down jacket, well, first and foremost, they will run you a pretty penny. Like, I think this one is around 2.5, if not 3,000 Canadian dollars. So it's extremely expensive, but you get what you paid for. This is a jacket that you could probably wear for the next 5-10 years. And on top of that, let's not forget that they are not targeting a demographic like me and you. And mostly targeting the people that have the money to be able to spend 3 to 4K on a Moncler jacket. As we know, this is a luxury brand. So yeah, that's actually one of the things that I always want to mention when it comes to some of these luxury brands, that, you know, a lot of the times we kind of forget that these brands aren't necessarily targeting your average like 20-year-old. You know, these brands are targeting the 30, 40-year-old a businessman or businesswoman that potentially has the money to be able to afford like a nice down jacket. You know, that's why the prices sometimes are quite elevated. But on top of that, you kind of get quality within the jacket, you know. So this one specifically, extremely warm. I love the pockets. It's got these side pockets, which I really like. It's really good for when you want to just put your hands in there. It's got 2 big pockets in the front as well. The buttons have the Moncler kind of like design on them, which looks nice, and then just a minimal logo on the side. I find that to be quite nice when big brands don't put too many logos on their garments, because then I kind of feel like, you know, it just looks a little bit tacky. Now, one of the things that I really love about this jacket is the inside. Like, if you look at the inside, the color, the fact that they chose this sort of brown color is absolutely amazing, man. Now it has sort of these 2 strings here for, you know, if you're doing groceries and it gets a little bit warm in the grocery store, you can kind of just take it off and just hang it on your back, and you're pretty much good to go. So you can see that they kind of think about the way to design the garment that's not only wearable but also suitable for any sort of environment, to be honest. So absolutely love this jacket. A lot pricier than the Nobis. I think if I hadn't mentioned, the Nobis was around 12 to 1300. But yeah, overall, 2 great winter jackets that you can definitely, if you can afford them, can definitely invest in. And I definitely feel like these are 2 coats that you could definitely wear when you are in a country that's extremely cold and still look quite put together and stylish. And there you have it, guys. Those are 2 winter coats that you guys can look into. Thank you all so much for watching, as always. I hope this video gave you some information if you were looking into getting a winter jacket. So yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, please make sure to subscribe if you enjoy my videos. And you can follow me on Instagram at GREGNTRE, where you'll see me styling these 2 coats fairly soon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.